Hey guys, back with more commentary again. We actually have quite a bit in this clip to talk about, so we're just going to hit the ground running. First thing I do here is use Iana's drone as, of course, a drone. For some reason, the enemy class just decides to sit in the corner without her shield up, so we get the easy wallbang, and then she shortly leaves the game. Now you see my drone was shot there. I call out that there was shots from meeting door, and my teammate actually opens up the wall right from garage to meeting, and then holds that angle. And now I have my drone back, so I'm going to use it again to give us as much info as I can. I know that we have not droned towards the west side of the map yet, so I'm just going to run through there very freely, because even if someone shoots at me, that's the info I want, so there's really no downside to it. At this point, where I'm at showers, I know it's going to run out, so I just listen, I clear it with sound as much as I can, and it sounds pretty clear, so I call that. Alright, so now you hear that my teammate is calling Legion is stuck T3, knowing that Legion's up there and my teammate is below him, we're going to try and utilize that positioning to pinch the people who are on site. So one teammate is droning inactively, he's calling as an alibi. I'm also droning, and I see that both the alibi and the other enemy in there are stuck in the same corner, so I call that out and I start pushing in. I keep sight up towards where I know they are. I killed one and I'm still looking for the second. I make a mistake on my teammate because I wasn't expecting him to come up through the hatch, but luckily I'm able to pull the shot in time, not kill them, and then clean up the easy kill on the enemy because she's still too busy looking at the hole that the A's opened. Now, with sight control and the diffuser down, I'm going to utilize my drone a slightly different way. I'm going to leave myself in sight so that I can always actively go back to that if I need to, and then utilize my drone to try and figure out what happened with that Legion that we had trapped T3. Now I see that the hole's here, and I say that he probably rotated out. My teammate dies in kitchen, and I'm right back in sight just like I was talking about. Get the cleanup kill on the kitchen guy, nice and easy. And now we only have one left to worry about. Sadly, we don't really know where he is.
Lobby.
Of course, my teammate finds him by sight, calls him out, we run over, clean him up, and that's the round. Now in this next clip, it's actually an angle that you guys have probably all seen me play before on construction, but as you see, my teammate is there, so I'm holding it slightly different. I've got these holes that I've opened up because we didn't full reinforce the box wall, and I just wait aiming headshot level until I see some movement, and I spray, and just like you've seen with Suppressor before, the enemy walks right into it because they don't have bullet tracers. Afterwards, I rotate over into where my teammate left, holding the angle the way that I'm used to, and now I have two completely different angles to peek back and forth between to keep the enemy confused for as long as I physically can, which actually you'll see works quite well here throughout the course of the round. Now, with smoke here, I am a little nervous that they could potentially be pushing in or moving around without me being able to see, so I'm just going to spray some shots there and then back off and hold my angle. All that's really safe to do because the suppressor keeps me hidden, and I know that if anyone actually does over push, my teammate in elbow is likely able to clean them up, so I feel pretty comfortable. Now next you'll actually see here, I'm able to get some information off of the enemy's mistake, though regardless I think I would have been able to utilize this. So if you watch carefully here, you'll see a bullet tracer going from blue barrel towards the hole I opened up in box, trying to shoot havoc in the pillar position. It ends up killing the Iana, so, you know, bad on her, but I know that the Nomad's there from that, hold the angle, wait for her to push, and get the easy kill. At this point, it's a 1v4, and most of the time when you're in this sort of situation, a lot of your teammates are going to get very antsy. I tend to just hold my angle still, just wait, hold my position. You see the smoke is actually very similar. He decides to utilize this grenade just to keep them from pushing, and it does turn out there's still construction. Now at this point, I use my teammate's antsiness here. I let Havoc move right on up. He C4s and clears the right side, so now we know they're not there. He checks the left side, dies to the enemy, and then I push up for the refrag. It's a nice easy cleanup, and that's the end of the round. Now this next clip here is a bit of an example on why map knowledge is so important and like knowing your angles. And it's also a bit about being patient with peeking those angles and doing it in the way that's most advantageous to yourself. So I drone in here, I clear up, I say that there's an enemy at Wolf, and my team is already moving on the info. I leave the diffuser for my teammate so that I can start moving up on that 90 info that I had, and then I notice here when I get on my drone that my Iana is already pushing up. Because I want to try and trade off her, I jump off my drone, but I'm too late. The Iana drone's already dead. So instead I take the tight angle on 90 instead of over peeking. Luckily the Doc is doing the same thing. I win the aim duel with a headshot because I have a better sight than him, and then we move up and try and open up vault. This is a little glitch that happens with Habana here. It's just a normal thing. You get the ammo back, just redo it. As I move over to the aviator door, one of my teammates died there and called out couch, so I'm already trying to look at that angle, and I notice the Jaeger tucked in the corner, quick look over and I kill him, and then I'm immediately also looking at the bar angle at the wall because that is one of the most common spots on this map. I immediately get the kill on the bar guy as well, and then we push into sight. Sight is nice and clear, we start getting the diffuser down, enemy gets cleaned up, and that's the round.
Okay.
The next clip we've got is actually a bit more about analyzing what the enemy did wrong more than what I did right. I definitely get a couple of nice shots here, but it's a 3v1 and they probably should have been able to take me. First thing of note though is actually the caliber-based destruction. Notice how big of a hole my revolver opens in that floor. It's just a good tool to use from time to time if you have big caliber guns. Alright, so Computer Boy here starts our first kill. He actually gets a kill on the knock, I believe, who was throwing those frags. You'll also see they have a sledge here. So they had 4 frag grenades between them and used 2 of them to try and get rid of the claw, and then used a nomad charge to try and clear me out of half wall. I think they should have used frags to try and clear me out of half wall, and then the nomad charge to stop the runouts and to cover me pushing up to the door, because instead I was able to just clean them right up, get a nice easy 3k, and that round is over so quick. Alright, next round here, we actually have a bit of an example on how to blitz. Shields are still a really powerful tool in this game, even if they're difficult to use at times. So I feel like I want to try and explain it. So you see, I have a drone coming in ahead of me still, so I push in, see the enemy hasn't actually really noticed me, ADS from behind cover, kill him, and that's all clean. At this point I see they have C4 holes, and they've shot that Aruna gate, so I feel like they know I'm there for the most part, and I don't really want to take a C4, so I'm just going to move on off and just start clearing. I'm looking in sight, trying to figure out what angle they might have shot that thing from, keeping the shield in front of me, and then I move upstairs to act as a drone. So at this point, I'm just going to try and make a whole bunch of noise, look at all the common places that people might be hanging out, and I'm just trying to draw any enemies that might be up here out of cover and try and engage them. I don't see anything, not in any of the places that I would expect people to be, so I drop down with my team, and I start clearing out drug the same way. Once I get into here, I notice that my team is actually on the stair and on the other side of the bathroom. So I figure if anyone's in the bathroom, they're going to have made a move by now. And I move my way back out, head towards site, and we start analyzing how we're going to take split. I do have smokes right now, so I know that I'm going to use that at some point. I clear the Aruna gate, and then eventually clear the barbed wire here. And I have to give props that the Tachanka does a good job slowing me down, but he's also not continuing to keep that up. So we just wait for the timing of the grenade to disappear. Both the thermite and I smoke to the right. I push in on Tachanka. He's too late to stop me with the grenades at that point, so I clean him up easy. And now I just utilize my shield to block a whole bunch of bullets, ADS while I'm behind the corner here, and then clean up the final kill.
I kind of had to let you just go in, I was fired out.
So here we have a few good examples of several different things. First and foremost here we have how much zoom can actually help you win fights in this game. Notice how far back I'm sitting from this window. It makes it so hard for that doc to win that fight, and as you can see it's basically next to nothing for me because I have so much zoom on him. Now next you'll see as we move up here, I have no teammates with me. I have no drones, at least not that I'm utilizing, but I still decide to just take this angle, and I do so with a lot of confidence. That's because I'm going to utilize a few clearing tricks here to just make sure that I'm pretty safe. So if you look, I'm checking under the desk there, I'm always keeping my eyes towards the doorway, and at no point do I ever cross far enough into the room to be shot at from square side. I wait until I'm close to the door, and then I clear that angle myself, I move up and then clear the door to meeting, clear the elevator, and then I push down the stairs, all of which I have my sight up for. At no point during any of that did I take my sight down. Now once I'm approaching sight though, I say to myself, I want to use my zoom to my advantage again. So I start clearing the area with my 1x just to make sure it's all safe, and then I take my rifle out and keep it towards the middle of sight. As you'll see, someone actually thankfully just moves right out into my crosshair essentially. Nice easy cleanup, and then I start pushing in with the SMG. You'll actually notice I get a little overzealous here to do the same thing, but I recognize it as a mistake, take my SMG out again, clean up the last kill, and that's the round. So this last round is more just a little fun one than anything else. I was using Tachanka and just trying to utilize the aspect of him that's a little better than Smoke, and that's the fact that you can use his gadget from much more cover. Ever since they buffed range on his grenade launcher, it's actually made it very feasible to try and bounce them as opposed to just having to like step out of cover and launch them to where you want to put them. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to bounce them off the ceiling, off the back wall, and then land them in front of the laundry door. And it actually works well enough to keep the enemy from pushing into the room so that while these two do manage to push kitchen and kill my teammate, I can just spray them both down very easily because I know that they can't push into the laundry to kill me from behind. So just some food for thought if you're ever looking for something fun to try in the future. You know, maybe use Tachanka in your way. Anyway, that's going to be all for today, so have a good day, and hopefully you'll hear from me soon.